You want some inspiration? You want some good news on your Wednesday? Well, I'm going to bring it to you. Compliments of Abby Recker, a Padua High School senior, because she was diagnosed with a rare type of cancer last spring. But despite of that, her focus has been on giving back to others. Abby, thanks for being on the show.
Thanks for having me.
You've raised nearly $3,000 for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital to help others battling pediatric cancer. First of all, how have you been raising that money, and is it your own journey that is inspiring you to do this for others?
Yeah, so I go to Padua Franciscan High School, and the assistant principal of Young Women, Mrs. Olkowski, organized a walk to raise money for St. Jude. So we had a bunch of students come out and walk the track at our high school, and we sold yellow ribbons, bracelets, and food to raise money to give to St. Jude, which was a really awesome experience. And I think just going through this at, the age that I am, I want to make sure that other kids have the same opportunities to get good treatment and just, a good quality of life as I do. So I was really glad we were able to do that.
Abby, are you 17, 18?
17.
Okay, 17 years old. So you get diagnosed when you were 16 then, right?
Yes, it was just before my 17th birthday.
Okay. How does a 16-year-old digest being told that they have cancer?
It was definitely, I wasn't expecting it, obviously. It was a lot to wrap my head around. I didn't really, it didn't just feel like it was happening, I guess, at first.
Mm-hmm.
But over the past few months, I've just had a ton of support, and it's definitely made it a lot easier to get through and just live with the side effects and everything.
If you don't mind me asking, what type of cancer and what is the prognosis for you?
So it's called Alveolar Soft Part Sarcoma. It is a very rare type of cancer. So since last April, I've been receiving chemotherapy and immunotherapy. And then I also did a 6-week course of proton therapy radiation.
So what does do you have a bright outlook? I mean, are as long as the treatments work, is everything going to be okay? What are you being told?
Yeah, so we do scans every 3 months. So now we have a total of 3 sets of scans, and each time they've come back looking even better with a lot of good progress. So it looks pretty good.
So despite all this, you're raising money for St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital to help others. You used to play basketball. You gave that up. Now you're volunteering as a 4th grade girls assistant basketball coach. And you're still an honor student, 4.78 GPA during the first semester. You recently got accepted to the Ohio State University and plan to be a Buckeye in the fall.
Yes.
It's amazing what you're accomplishing and what you are doing.
Thank you.
I guess the question I want to ask you is, obviously at some point after getting this diagnosis, you determined that cancer was not going to beat you, you were going to beat it.
Yeah, I think just having these things like coaching the basketball team, staying up with my schoolwork and everything, it's just a good distraction to kind of take my mind off what's going on. And I actually have learned to really enjoy school, and I've loved coaching the basketball team. It's been a great time.
Talking to Abby Recker right now, Padua High School senior who was diagnosed with a rare type of cancer last spring. Abby, what's the message you want to give to not only other teenagers who might find themselves in the spot that you are, but even adults or anybody who gets a cancer diagnosis? What's the best piece of advice you could give them?
The best piece of advice I can give them would just be to try as hard as possible to keep a positive mindset, because just through experience, I've seen that really helps me out, like physically, emotionally, mentally. Just being in a good mindset can really make an impact on your day-to-day life.
How have family and friends helped you through this?
Well, my family and my friends have just been amazing support throughout this whole entire journey. They're always, there to talk when I need to. They know how to cheer me up, and I want to give a quick shout out to my mom, my dad, and my sister, because I could not have done this without them. And also just, the staff at Padua has been amazing, and all of my friends as well.
Well, let me tell you, you are an inspiration, whether you want to realize that or not, to so many people out there. And obviously, I've never met you, but leading into the show today, I read about your story. And I teared up because I can't imagine at that age dealing with what you're dealing. And I have 3 kids. I have a 17-year-old. So I couldn't even imagine as a parent. So your parents have got to be very strong, wonderful people, because this is not something that any parent wants to have to deal with.
Yeah, they're amazing. They, always, they stay strong for me, which I really appreciate.
All right. Well, Abby, thank you so much for coming on. Keep doing what you're doing. And obviously, with your outlook and your dedication, your inspiration, you're going to be perfectly fine.
Thank you for having me.